This is exercise 204, solving equations. Just looking at the second page here, recording those harder ones on video. So, we're trying to solve here for x. It's got a fraction, yes, we need to undo that. But if you see numbers on their own, please put them together. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the right-hand side the same, but this minus 5, inverse operation is plus 5. So I've got x over 3 equals 2x plus 12. This has already simplified this question a lot. Always, the first rule, numbers on their own belong together. The minus 5 should go with the plus 5. Look, now, if I were you, I'd get rid of this divide by 3. So what do I do next? The inverse operation of dividing by 3 is to times by 3. But we either multiply everything by 3 or we just multiply both sides by 3. So I've got x equals 3 times 2x plus 12. So x equals 6x plus 36. I'm going to take this x to the left-hand side. So I've got 6x take away x equals negative 36. X equals negative 36. Therefore, x equals negative 36 over 5. Do the same as what I did before. Can you see numbers on their own? I'd probably put that number on the left, but do you know why? Because you'll be just left with x over 4 on the right, and then you can just do what we did over there. Look, you can do it either way. It doesn't matter, but definitely get these numbers on their own together. Numbers on their own belong together, but I'm going to move that minus 3 to the left to make it plus 3. So 10 minus x plus 3 equals x over 4. The reason I took this minus 3 to the left is that the left-hand side looks nice. The right-hand side doesn't look so nice. So I'm trying to simplify what that right-hand side looks like. So opposite of minus 3, inverse operation is plus 3. So 10 plus 3 is 13. I've got 13 minus x equals x over 4. Now what do I do? The inverse operation of divide by 4 is times 4. I could either just choose to multiply everything by 4. That's the other option. But if I just want to get this x on its own, x divided by 4, opposite of divide by 4 would be to times the other side by 4. Okay? And now I can just expand that. 52 minus 4x equals x. Now, you always move the smaller x next to the bigger x, then you won't get negatives. So I'm going to move this minus 4x, inverse operation, plus 4x, and I get 52 equals 5x, or that x is 52 divided by 5, and you can just leave it like that. The next equation involves two fractions. So we've really got to get rid of this divide by 3 and the divide by 5. Now we can do this all in one step, or we can do them separately. It doesn't matter. So you're really looking at the opposite operations of divide by 3 and divide by 5. That's times by 3 and times by 5, or you could just multiply by 15. Because we're trying to get rid of two fractions here. Normally you would do the inverse operation of divide by 3, then the inverse operation of divide by 5. But we can just do the times 3 times 5 all in one go. Times 3 times 5 is multiplying by 15. However, we need to multiply everything by 15. So we're multiplying everything by 15. So 15 times x over 3 minus 15 times 2x over 5 equals 15 times 2. Now the reason we do this is that we get cancelling. 3 goes into 15 5 times. So I've got 5x minus 5 goes into 15 3 times. 3 times 2x is 6x. And 15 times 2 is 30. So I've got 5x take away x is negative x equals 30. Swapping sides, x is negative 30. Okay, now for question 12. What should we do? Over 3, and I want to move this 2 over there. with the 5. But because this is a fraction, this is a fraction, I've got two fractions. You could move this 3y over 4 to the left as well. Okay, so I've got 2y over 3, take away 3y over 4. I'm going to keep the numbers on the right, take away 5, and this will be take away 2. So I've got 2y over 3, take away 3y over 4 equals minus 5 minus 2 is minus 7. Now, I can multiply through by, how do I get rid of the divide by 3 and the divide by 4? So, opposite of divide by 3 and divide by 4 is times 3 and times 4, which is multiplying by 12. So I multiply both sides or everything by 12. So 12 times 2y over 3 minus 12 times 3y over 4 equals 12 times negative 7. Doing my cancelling, I get 4 times 2y, I get 8y, take away 3 times 3y is 9y, equals negative 84. And 8y take away 9y is negative y equals negative 84. Therefore, y equals 84. Question 13. 7 over 2x minus 5 equals negative 3. I can see two numbers on their own, they belong together. So negative 7 over 2x equals negative 3 plus 5, or 7 over 2x equals 2. Now, the inverse operation of dividing by 2x would be to multiply by 2x. So I've got 7 equals 4x, and now I can just divide by 4. So x equals 7 over 4, or 1 3/4. Now for question 14. Look, this is a little bit beyond the scope of the course, but same things apply. To undo the divide by 3 and the time and the divide, inverse operation of divide by 3, of divide by x and divide by 3 would be to times x and to times by 3, or I could just multiply through by 3x. I'm undoing the divide by x and the divide by 3. This is beyond the scope of the general course with pronumerals in the denominator bar. So I'm multiplying by 3x. So 3x times the first fraction plus 3x times the second fraction equals 11. So the x's cancel here and the 3's cancel there to give me 1's. So I've got 3 times 5, which is 15, plus 2 times x equals 11. So 2x is 11, take away 15, or 2x is negative 4. Therefore, x is negative 4 divided by 2, or x is negative 2. Girls, you will get ones like these. So I need to undo the divide by 4 and the divide by 3. So the inverse operation of dividing by 4 and dividing by 3 would be to times 4 and times 3, or in one step, just multiply by 12. Okay? That will undo your denominators. So, it's 12 times the first thing. Now, because there is more than one thing on the numerator, I put brackets around the numerator. Take away 12 times the second fraction equals 12 times 2. Sorry, I'm running out of room. The reason we're multiplying through by 12 is it will undo any denominators. So, common denominator here would be 12. So, I want to undo the divide by 4 and the divide by 3. Inverse operations are to times 4 and then times 3, or we could do it in one step and multiply by 12. 12 times the second fraction minus 12 times the second fraction equals 12 times 2. Now, the reason we do this is that 4 goes into 12 3 times. So I've got 3 bracket x minus 3, take away, 3 goes into 12 4 times, take away 4 bracket 2x minus 5, equals 12 times 2, which is 24. Now I've got an equation that I can solve. See, the main thing there was to get rid of the fractions. There are no numbers on their own. This take away minus 3 and minus 5 are not on their own. They're not sitting on their own. They're tied up in these fractions. You don't move them. So, expanding. 3x take away 9 minus 8x minus 4 times minus 5 is plus 20 equals 24. Collecting like terms on the left, 3x take away 8x is minus 5x. And then minus 9 plus 20 is plus 11 equals 24. Then I've got minus 5x equals 24 minus 11. So minus 5x equals 13. And now I divide by 5. So x by negative 5. X equals 13 divided by negative 5. Next one. 4x take away 2 over 3 equals 2 minus 5x. Let's put the numbers together. Plus 7. So we've got 4x minus 2 over 3 equals 9 minus 5x. Okay, now I need to undo my fraction. The inverse operation of dividing by 3 is 2 times 3. But 3 times all of the other side. We okay with that? It's the same as multiplying everything by 3. So I've got 4x minus 2 equals 27 minus 15x. I want to put my x's on the left and my numbers on the right. So 4x plus 15x equals 27 plus 2. So 19x equals 29. Therefore, x equals 29 over 19. Okay, and that's the end of those questions.